anyone who's going to be presenting anything tonight, seeing as how I'm technically hosting, and be nice to have a bit of a list if there is anything.
Nobody had contacted me.
Okay.
David, you can announce your presentation for tomorrow night.
I don't know if I want to do it at Astro Cafe because
well, you don't have to do the presentation. Just say that it's on tomorrow night, right? You're going to provide a link. We're going to provide a link or something.
Yeah, I don't want to. I was just going to ask the astrophotography SIG guys because I don't want a whole bunch of people showing up. I will be giving the talk again. I'm giving it to Hamilton RASC, Hamilton Center in the new year. So I'll make another announcement then.
Okay.
And,
I think I was going to say, I think Ken has tried to connect from Fairfield, but I don't think the audio was working, so it hasn't come back at this point.
Okay.
So the main room isn't on at the moment.
It'd be good to hear from Nathan. Believe it or not, Nathan's stuff keeps popping up on my phone all the time. I don't know how you're doing that, Nathan. It's no, it's good. It's all good stuff. And you've got a new movie coming out or something. It starts with some sort of spaceship there.
Oh yeah, it's out now.
It's out
Artemis.
now.
Yeah, I wanted to do that to celebrate the launch, even after it got delayed 3 times. But it did launch, so I wanted to create a bit of a celebratory welcoming into the next space age. So
well, you showed us one, but I don't recall it actually showing a great big alien-looking spaceship on the front end of the movie.
That might be the sequel, When Aliens Visit Us.
Oh, okay, the sequel. Yeah, I've never seen it before. So you have a sequel to the movie about aliens visiting us, huh? Do you? Yeah.
It's not exactly about aliens visiting us, but it's about the next space age. I can put the link to the film in the chat if you'd like.
Cool.
Okay. Well, you can tell us about it too later.
Sure. Yeah, so the film Artemis is a speculative look at what the next space age is going to bring us. So unlike Apollo, I don't think we're going to stop with the moon this time. And I think it's just going to keep going. But I don't really know where it will go. So I decided to make a sort of a bit of a speculative look at where it might take us. To the solar system, to the planets beyond.
Well, good for you.
Thank you. Yeah, I'll put the link in the
Okay. After all that, welcome to the Solstice Astro Cafe.
And look, and I see a whole bunch of warm bums to the cafe.
Well, we're only 2 days away from a solstice.
Yeah. So for tonight, it sounds like there wasn't anyone with any particular presentations or anything, I don't believe. Are there any announcements people want to make?
There are cookies here and you guys are missing them.
Reg, just in case you didn't make it.
But we are sharing. We're sharing with everyone in the room.
Actually, I have one message for everybody, but especially for Michelle. So Michelle,
I'll take
the robotic telescope, the RASC robotic telescope, has struck a science team, and we will be doing variable stars this year sometime.
Hope no one was hurt.
Pardon me?
Hope no one was hurt.
No. Yeah, no one was hurt. And also, we're probably, well, you'll probably know this from Sky News, but we're creating a citizen science SIG in the coming year. So we'll probably be doing variable star stuff there. So if you're interested, let me know.
Well, yes, I am. Yeah.
Okay.
So, yeah, sure.
So does this mean that the RASC scope is not being used very much by other folks, or what's up?
No, they're just kind of sort of creating new uses for it. They're already doing a lot of work with schools and things like that, but they want to make the robotic scope a little bit more self-sustaining. So they're opening up a science group as well as the photography group.
So David, how do we get time on it? Like, do you have to, is it,
By proposal, actually.
it's
I
just
don't,
like a real telescope where you actually have to
it
do
is a real
proposal and
telescope. Yep, there's a real
there's an
telescope.
actual
Yep.
evaluation board or something?
Well,
Yeah.
I think you need to go onto the RASC website and have a look, because there's actually different uses that the scope is being put to. One of them is the science team, but that's relatively new. But you can also buy time on it, and you can just buy the data annually, and so you can actually there's other educational uses and things like that is being put to. So you really need to go through that.
The monetization is primarily for RASC members. We're kind of sort of subsidizing the school programs as a consequence, but yeah, the science team is quite new. I'm part of the support team for the science team, and as I say, we haven't done anything yet, but it will come out. There's going to be more information about how to submit proposals, and then we're going to do a few trial runs, of course, first though. Yeah, as we learn more, I'll let you guys know.
But if you want personal time on it, Brock, you can buy time on it that will be just your data.
Okay.
Yes.
I don't plan to, but hopefully we'll get some clear skies here.
The original proposal way back when Jenna was involved, you having to spend $300 to join the scientific team per year. Is that still the case?
I don't think it'll be that price. I've seen much lower prices, but I can't really say anything until it gets finalized. I'm pretty sure it's not $300. So
nice. Okay. Has anyone had any luck with clear skies? I don't know. I haven't seen any new images out of our imaging.
Well, but you did, Brock. You caught an image of Mars recently.
I did. I guess I could show that.
What night was that?
It was the 15th.
The 15th.
On the 15th.
So Bill on
Yes.
Saturday night up at the FDAO Star Party, I showed your sketch with Brock's new image.
There was
it the
actually
same day?
It was interesting. I think it might have been.
Well, once Brock shows the image, I've got one. I'll queue up the comparison slide so you can.
Because the dates I'm putting up are universal time, so they're usually the next day. So I got one on Saturday night.
Yeah, let me bring something up on my side here.
Yeah.
Okay.
As well.
Can you guys see Mars?
Yep.
It worked out better than I did one a few days or a week earlier. This one here, which the seeing was atrocious and barely looks like anything, but comparatively this one from the 15th, the seeing was not great, but it was infinitely better. So
got some good detail, and you've got the polar cap is really prominent.
Yeah, the polar cap, and there's this little detail. There's this little sort of peninsula of that dark, whatever that dark Earth is, or dark Mars, I guess. But
your sketch, Bill, is very close to this, but I can bring this up and we can see your sketch alongside.
Yeah. Nice sketching on that, Bill.
Yeah.
Because I was out. When was the 17th? Saturday night? I was out Saturday night too.
So there it is. So Bill, I had to flip your image to match Brock's.
You could have flipped mine, but
boy, that's amazing.
I wanted you guys to have a challenge of reading text upside down.
See, because I can see the little hook just towards, and you can see the beginning of Syrtis Major to the left on Brock's too.
It looks like Bill has not been making this all up all along.
Yeah. You didn't draw the canals, Bill. Come on.
I like how there's the clouds too, that lighter area.
I think for the occultation, the people who were sketching actually had a lot better luck than the photographers.
Oh, absolutely.
totally.
I think the visuals were way better than anything I could image. I mean, I really enjoyed watching it through the refractor.
That's real
Yeah, seeing it
validation.
was cool.
That's great.
Wow, Bill.
And there was some clear sky on the night of the 17th. I was
Yeah.
just getting ready to go to bed, and then I put the dog out, and then I looked up and I could see this bright orange ball. And so I'm lucky I keep my scope outside in a shed, so I could just like fling it out into the driveway. And got another
Actually,
one, but I haven't put it up yet.
Yeah, actually, now that I have this PowerPoint here, Miss will show you some of the other images from that night, that faded night. Just a second, let me just cue it up here first.
And on Thursday night, I did my first, I'm going to start doing that Hubble's variable nebula thing to see how it changes.
So just to start it off, I think Brock, you took this image at the beginning of October.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Yep.
And this is the faded night. So it started off, well, this is my shot. You can see a tiny little guy here, but it was much better looking in the telescope. And Brian Barber was out too. So this is Brian's image. You can see it here and here. And I think he just he said he was using some platform on his Dob, like the Celestron afocal adapter. So that's what he used.
Nice.
And there's Nathan's much bigger image. Nathan, did you say this is going in or coming out?
That was going in like 20 seconds before it disappeared.
Oh yeah, okay. And you're using your Dob here, right?
Yeah. I don't know if I would have seen anything through my refractor. So yeah.
Yeah. Actually through your window as well, or were you outside?
I was outside. That just goes to show how cloudy it was.
Yeah, and here's Brock's image. So yeah, I think for the people that wanted to get out there under the skies, they did. So people did see a few things, maybe not as dramatically as we would have liked. Not quite so epic, Reg.
Okay.
Yeah, my friend Chris Beckett, he's in Regina, where I think it was like almost -40.
Oh my God.
With like horrible winds. And his wife, they saw in and out, and they just kept like changing eyes back and forth to the eyepiece of his refractor, and bundled up and then running inside and then coming back out. And
They are much tougher than I am.
and in between for that hour, he put his scope in the garage, and then they whipped it back out into the driveway and went back out for the reappearance.
Well, for me,
Wow.
for me, I didn't see any point in just going in for an hour, so I just stayed outside,
Yeah.
hoping.
Yeah, but it wasn't -40 with a big wind,
No,
making it almost -50.
Wow. That's
Yeah.
crazy.
That's
that's
nutty.
heroic.
Yeah.
Nutty,
said-
not heroic.
Yeah.
Michelle, what have you been up to? Have you had clearer skies than us?
Not really. So it's been pretty bad for the last month. So I got 2 nights and 2 days. So not able to do too much. So I'm waiting. Eventually it's going to clear up.
Yeah.
The problem is it's not cold enough. And because of that, there's a lot of condensation coming from the San Juan River, and it's coming in all the time. So eventually it's going to freeze and it's going to clear. But probably we got another week or 2.
So Michelle, does that mean you get a lot of fog at your site?
It's not fog. It looks like fog, but it's not fog. It's over the San Juan River, and it's coming toward my toward Rimouski. So when the river doesn't freeze, looks like, so the river is basically maybe at 10 degrees or something like that, and it's a lot cooler outside. So what happened, there's a lot of condensation, create a lot of cloud, and they're coming. So, and you see that, so on the north side, on the, I would say on the west side, is clear, and it's coming over the river, and there's condensation, and the clouds are basically appearing in my place. But if you look to the sky clock and all that stuff, they're saying that it's supposed to be clear, but it's not.
So it's just clouds just for you then?
It's clouds just coming just for me. So the first 2 years I was here, we didn't have that problem, but this year is pretty bad. It's because it's really hot. Right. So normally it's supposed to be -10 around that time, and we're, I would say, around 0 + 5. So that is the issue. It's still too hot. So and for sure in BC it's too cold.
Yeah.
But no, the observatory is working great. The 14 is working great. You know what? I did one calibration only. It's like a T-point with only 100 star. Only 100 star. That was just a test, and I was able to image 5 minutes with the 14-inch without guiding. So since then, it's been working really well. So my plan was to do a 300 star T-point, but why to change that when I got right now it's working fine. So right now for like variable star and all of that stuff is always less than 5 minutes. So I don't even need to guide. So I just point the scope and it's working well.
So Michel,
5 minutes, I'm pushing it.
Yeah. Michel, there's a saying in telescope land: if it's not broken, don't fix it. You know.
Exactly. So that's why it's working well. So I'm not changing it. So I'm waiting for the, to see some issue to do another T-point.
I talked to Software Bisque a lot a couple of years ago, and he said to me, you need more than 50 points, and you need to right around 100 to 150. So it sounds like you're doing fine.
But there's people, I saw a lot of people, it's like even it's like if you talk to Dan and Matt, I think they were doing close to 300 points at the VCO.
Yeah.
So.
Yep. Well, good.
Well, it's working great. So it's just I have no luck. So I'm waiting to basically clear, and so. But I took all the image required for the Pleiades project. So that at least it's another goal. So I'm still working on that. So we'll see if I'm going to publish something this year. I'm working on that. I'm working on the data. So.
We don't have Lori tonight taunting us from Hawaii. It doesn't look like.
No, that wasn't very nice, was it?
Well, especially wouldn't be nice today with the weather we've got.
No, I think.
Yeah, but is she on the Big Island? There's
I don't know. She just said
Big
Hawaii
Island right now.
Well, when we started the star party, it was still light out there.
Yeah.
So, and I don't know.
I believe she's
2 hours
in
difference,
this
right?
direction today, which is unfortunate timing.
Oh, she's heading home?
Yes.
Oh, okay. She's gonna. That's a hard.
Yeah,
That's gonna be a shock.
Supposed to be heading home, right? But I mean, we'll have to see because the airports are a bit of a mess at the moment. So
yeah, maybe
if I was her, I'd delay and just stay put.
Yeah.
First time for Lori to go to Hawaii, or Yeah.
No idea.
Yeah.
Do you know if she's planning to go to the Mauna Loa or the Mauna Kea, or?
I think she's just vacationing. I think.
What?
I think she's just vacationing.
Yeah, but it is vacationing when you go to the ocean.
Yeah.
And with the volcano that is basically going on right now, so.
Oh, yeah,
I'm
that's
pretty
right,
sure It
that's
could
right.
be a really nice show from the top.
If I was there, I would be game.
Yeah.
Ben Dorman had some photographs because he's at their place on the west coast of Hawaii. And so he's getting a night glow. You could see it from outside his condo.
Yeah, it can put on quite a show.
Yeah. I don't know if he's gotten much closer to it, but he certainly had seen it from there. And
Yeah, in the past, I've been there when Kilauea was flowing well into the ocean and got some spectacular video and photographs. You can drive down to it basically quite close. The civil security people allow you to get fairly close once they're organized.
I saw the lava basically flowing in the ocean.
Yeah.
At sea when I was on the ship. So we were far a bit, but we were able to see the smoke, and so that was pretty
See
nice.
some red glow.
Yeah. So that was nice.
Very good. So Dave Payne, you have a thing. Have you been any luck with clear skies in your telescope lately, or?
Oh, there were a couple of nights I kind of missed. By the time they were clear, I was ready for bed.
Yeah.
And it was cold.
Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about.
But
Aren't you from Calgary?
Keyword is from, right?
Keyword is from.
Was.
There's a reason.
Doesn't take long to become a West Coast wimp.
That's right. I've just been
Happens
wrapped up
quickly.
with other things. I haven't even actually had time to do much lately. And I've got a whole schwack of images need processing, so before we get to those either. But got my fingers crossed for the new year.
Have you sent out a link to your talk there tomorrow night, Dave?
Yeah, didn't you get it? I sent it out a while ago.
Maybe I did.
Yeah, he
Apparently
did
I'm
send
not
it
very
out.
good with computers.
30
Well,
minutes ago.
Yeah, I signed up for that thing and I eventually had to unsign up because they were sending out so much stuff.
Yeah, I found the same
So
thing.
I'll hear it from you later.
But I just sent the link out tonight. Resent it out.
Okay. Yeah.
Into the chat?
No, into
Out
the
of
email.
Okay.
It's just the astrophotography group.
Yeah.
It'll be in the IO thing, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Excellent. Well, I don't know what, we don't have a lot of planned things tonight, but are there any new members showing up? Looks like a lot of familiar names.
Yeah, I don't see any new names.
Does anybody want to buy telescope gear? We have more stuff for sale on the website. I can show you that.
Oh yeah, let's see what's
Sure.
featured.
You
What's
can just
featured?
browse yourself, of course. But
Yeah.
so this is a new listing here for the Next Star 8 SE. It's an estate sale. I'm sure the price is negotiable.
That's not too bad.
Yeah, it comes with quite a bit of stuff and it's all brand new. Sadly, this guy bought the stuff and passed away, and ended up only using it twice. So his widow is selling it through Steve. So there's lots of good stuff there. This other stuff was listed before, but I'll just quickly go through it. There's if anyone wants a classic
vintage Orange
classic
vintage.
Wow,
Celestron from,
that's
Yeah,
an
that's
oldie.
vintage.
yeah, from the Haley Comet days.
Wow.
Yeah,
it
so
is.
this one would match the one that Sid has in his observatory because he has
Yeah,
one of the orange tubes as well.
and it's only $750. I mean, even if you can't get the mount working, you can always buy a equatorial mount and have some
Yeah,
fun with it.
Yeah, just defork it.
Mhm.
Yeah, and it comes with
That-
stuff.
Looks
Actually,
like a-
that particular mount, I have one like it. It's deadly simple to get going. So if there's anything wrong with it, it's not going to be very hard to fix.
Yeah, for $750, it might be worth a go, and I don't know what you'd get it for eventually. The CGX mount has been on there for quite a while. It's worth a lot of money, but you never know. Since it's been on there a while, maybe Terry will bring the price down. He's already brought the price down once. And another Celestron. This is more of a department store scope, but who knows? Don't know much about it.
There are
Comes with
worse
smart-
scopes. It's
Yeah,
not a
I guess
great
so.
scope.
Here's an AVX, so that's not a terribly bad one. It would be good for a light scope.
Yep.
The Skywatcher, this has been on for a while, but comes with stuff. So anyway, just so you know, yeah.
Mhm.
Now, how do I unshare? Oh, it's over here. Okay.
What was that
Thanks, Joe.
site? What were we looking at, Joe?
We're looking at the buy and sell page on Victoria Center's website. So you can go to victoria.rasc.ca and click on resources, buy and sell, and have a look at it for yourself. Contact those people. If you're interested in Christmas presents or bargains or whatever.
Yeah. Thanks.
And I'll put a link in the notes.
Excellent.
So David, the astrophoto sig's not until the last week of the month, right?
Oh, can't hear.
You're muted, David.
I believe it's the 28th.
Okay.
Right.
So I
Just
decided
before.
to host it and see who shows up.
Okay.
I'll be there.
I'll be there.
You just have
That's
to have
great.
rum and eggnog.
Okay.
You have to supply it yourself, right?
Yeah.
Virtual drinking party.
Yeah. You won't be courier it to us, right?
I have a question for the people down at Sir James Douglas School area there. How many people are in the room?
Two.
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 And you've got a big box of Viva Puffs, and I just wondered how many are left.
We are sharing.
I was actually wondering what to do with them. They may be with the computer for next month.
They and these temperatures they'll keep well.
Yeah.
Reg, I think it's inversely proportional. Like the fewer people there are, the higher the chance that they're all gone.
There's some anecdotal evidence about that. I'll tell you.
Yeah, I know.
And how do I factor into that?
You get a cookie. I'll eat the rest.
Fair enough.
I was just we're near the end of the year, and about a year ago, I was in a hotel in Vancouver with my wife on the 25th, and she wasn't very happy when I turned on the TV at about 3 a.m. to watch the launch of the James Webb telescope. And I'm still in trouble for that. I just wonder if anybody. It's been a great year for the James Webb.
I see they had a deep field they took, eh?
Yeah.
The Hubble deep field showed like 10,000 galaxies. The James Webb over 9 days shows 100,000 galaxies.
Wow.
It's an amazing instrument.
Yeah.
Has anybody seen the image from the James Webb of Jupiter with the auroral ovals?
Yes.
Has anybody seen that?
I think so, yeah.
Oh, okay. Because I just saw it recently and I hadn't seen it before.
Well, if you go to the James Webb site, there's all sorts of images there now. It's just amazing.
It's hard to
think,
believe it's only been a year.
you know,
Yeah.
it's a very high profile success, but I think that the biggest impact for astronomy is for this segment is the data release 3 of the GAIA satellite, because they've just a huge amount of data is being just plopped out there, and the people are analyzing it all the time, and they're generating about 3 papers a day out of the data on that. So it's going to be all sorts of new insights gained from this unprecedented data release.
So I have a question about the James Webb. Since it has to keep the sun shield between it and itself and the sun, does the telescope itself actually move or not? Let's say to image Jupiter. This is a silly question, I know, but I don't know the answer.
It has to point, so
it does move, but whether it's the whole telescope or just the mirror, I'm not sure.
Yeah, that's what I'm asking.
And they've had to restrict the movement because the little meteors it's been hit by or whatever they are. So they try and keep it out of the path of that.
So the scope itself, not the main assembly and not the shields, they stay the same, but the scope itself must move, I'm thinking.
Yes,
I
it
would
points, right?
Yeah.
It changes its angle.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it's going to run out of fuel.
Yeah.
They could do it with just changing the mirrors, maybe, could they?
Not really, no.
I don't think so, because it
I
takes too
doubt
long
it.
to set them up.
It took them 4 months to get them all lined up properly.
Yeah, I imagine they'd want to keep those
Well,
stationary.
the fuel is for pointing and maintaining its orbit position, because it is not a completely stable.
Yeah, it needs the odd
spot.
nudge.
And I think what takes the most fuel is actually the pointing.
Reaction wheels and
If I'm remembering correctly.
So it uses reaction wheels, I thought.
yeah,
Yeah, but
And
that
it
still
also
takes
uses-
fuel.
but they take fuel, and they also have a bunch of cryogenic stuff that must have some load of energy use for keeping everything at minus 200 or whatever it is.
Well, that's right. That took,
Is that for the instruments, Brock?
Yeah,
yeah, one of
Is
the
it cryo for the
instruments
instruments?
because
took
it's
3 or 4
for
months
deep
to cool
infrared,
down,
everything
didn't it?
has to be ridiculously cold.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's like just a few degrees above absolute zero or something. It's absolutely insane how cold it is. But I think I found that picture. I don't know. There's like I was just looking at the James website, and there's a picture I haven't seen, which is just this humongous galactic field. It's pretty spectacular. Wish there was a high res. There probably is, but I haven't found a high res version of it.
Yeah, you know, the
Mind-boggling.
thing that really amazes me when I mean, we all thought that Hubble looked great, right?
Yeah.
And when you compare Hubble with James Webb now, you can see that Hubble is almost kind of like filled full of holes, and James Webb just gives you that hyper detail now.
Yeah.
Things that you wouldn't have seen before just suddenly pop out now.
Yeah.
Margie has her hand up.
Oh,
Oh,
Margie,
she did.
you have something to? No.
Nope.
Okay.
Just a
Accidental.
wave.
You're waving.
And with her paintbrush.
Yeah.
She's gonna draw mustaches on all of us. I already have one.
Yeah, but it's not black.
Oh, Margie, it used to be black. Don't make me
That's
feel
it.
bad.
That's
Oh.
that's an ageism concept or comment.
Yes, it is.
Not politically correct these days.
Actually, I wondered, does anybody have any ideas for speakers for next year? Is there anything you would like to hear about? The reason why I ask is I saw so many great presentations at the Astronomical Society of the Pacific Conference that I thought it might be fun to get somebody to talk on, like Vera Rubin, for instance. I was shocked. I didn't know all the things that they were talking about, and that might be a good talk.
We do have a speaker coming January 12th.
I don't know. I'm not sure.
I'm telling you.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah, but as far
Yeah,
as I know,
it's on the roster.
as far as I know, there's nothing else booked after January. So yeah, if you
Okay.
want to line somebody up for February, that'd be great. And still no word, I think, about going back to UVic. So this may be our monthly meetings for the while. So.
Now, Jim Hesser said there's lots of grad students that would love to give talks.
Up at UVic or just in general?
Possibly.
I think
Yeah, possibly.
in general,
Well,
it's part of their PhD program and their postdoc stuff. They actually get
Right.
points for doing it.
They could come down to Fairfield, or they could do it virtually, or
Yeah, virtually I'm talking about. Yeah.
be nice to get more people going to Fairfield.
Yeah.
It would be great to see some more talks from grad students. That'd be fantastic.
Is there anybody up on the hill that could explain what the big green building's all about, and maybe that would be a talk
They have in the past, Ken, but maybe it'd be nice to have a more detailed view now that it's be in use. I mean, in the absence of that, we've always had a chance to see that through open houses, but we haven't had open houses for quite a while.
You could contact Dennis Crabtree. I'm sure he'd be happy to talk about it.
There's a good idea.
That's a good idea, because that would be, everyone's seen, well, not everybody, but most people have seen all the buildings up there, but don't really know what actually is going on, what they're working on. And
Yeah. Now, another thing from the Hill that we could get is the fellow that runs the data center.
Oh yeah.
I'm thinking he's very entertaining, and he's a good guy, and he's been there like forever. That might be an idea.
Are you talking about JJ?
The French Canadian fellow.
Oh,
which one?
That's, it's not JJ. It's on the tip of my tongue.
His last name Cote?
No, Cote's an
No.
astronomer.
Oh,
No, not him.
I used to know.
But yeah,
I have one of his t-shirts.
The data center is a very interesting story because if you think about, just even 10, 15 years ago till today, there's been lots of changes in technology. And
I was going to say, Gary, is it Pierre Charon?
I don't know.
anyways, we'll find the person.
I happen to have the DAO phone list from when I worked there, and I'm gonna just scan down it and find the guy, and I'll try and contact him and see what he says. Okay.
Good idea.
Yeah.
Apparently,
Sounds
I'm
good.
supposed to be helping arrange speakers anyhow. So now that we're between Christmas and New Year's, I have a bit of time.
well, contact Dennis Crabtree because he knows everybody there,
That's a good idea. That's a good idea.
and he can talk himself as well.
Yeah.
Yes, Can talks, or he'd talk about anything, or we could dive into something special.
Now, there's another fellow up there named Peter Stetson. Have you ever heard of that name? Well, Peter actually used to be on one of the Hubble committees to figure out who actually got time on it. And he is actually head of that committee for a while. And I know him personally and his wife, Randy. So I'll give him a call as well and see what he has to say about things like that.
perfect. Thanks, Gary.
Nathan, I was just wondering, not everybody saw your talk on Saturday. Would you be willing to give us a custom version for us?
Oh, there you go.
It's a bit- you mean right now or sometime next?
Oh, no, not right now. but
Okay,
sometime-
that was like, it
sometime
was
in the new year.
spontaneous. I would be happy to.
I didn't
yeah.
jump on that fast enough. I probably could have had you do it right now, right?
Yeah.
Yes, I would be happy to give an Astro Cafe presentation of our place in the cosmos.
That would be good.
It was a very good talk, Nathan.
Well, thank you so much.
How about the week after our next speaker?
Sure. Any week works fine for me.
Oh, there you
So
go.
sounds good.
Okay.
Nathan, the rest of the people in your cosmic generation, do they ever give talks?
They do, and we did have monthly workshops, but we've had we are also having a shortage of speakers. So it looks like it's a universal problem.
So Nathan, here's the idea I have. I wondered if you guys would do a panel thing for us.
On Astro Cafe?
Yeah, well, just with some, maybe if we came up with a bunch of questions for you guys, you could just chat about it, talk about it.
Sure. Yeah, I will let them know and see if they'd be interested. All right. Yeah, that would be cool.
Yeah.
Oh, where did everything go? I have actually downloaded a reasonably good image of that view from James Webb. Does anyone want me to pop that?
Yeah,
up
let's
here?
have a look.
I can't tell you much about it because I've just literally just downloaded it here, but
This is the 100,000 galaxy image.
I don't know. It's just I went onto the web and onto the website for James Webb, and
It's kind of like the famous Hubble space image of blank sky, right?
yeah, it looks like
Except-
it's something similar, but it's different aspect ratio. I think it's actually a patched together composite of a number of them possibly, but the
No,
number
I'm
of
curious.
galaxies
I'm
is just mind-blowing.
Yeah, and I'm also curious about what the time differences are. Like the Hubble stuff was imaged for weeks, I think.
Yeah.
The longest Hubble image was 22 days. And the recent James Webb image was 9 days.
So Ken, does it say how many galaxies they show up in this picture?
I don't know about this picture, but the James Webb Deep Field is said to have 100,000.
Yeah, that's this one here. Yeah, 100,000 in this one image. Like, good grief.
So the diffraction spikes in the bright stars, is that reasonably explained? I'm trying to figure out
Yeah, that happens.
why that many spikes.
It's
That
because of
happens
the
because of the
facets.
Go ahead, Brock.
The facets on the mirrors create their own set, and then there's an additional set from the secondary support structure.
Oh, so there are multiple.
So there's kind of multiple,
spikes.
like it's kind of I think it's a sort of a tripod arrangement that holds the secondary mirror, and it has its own set of diffraction spikes, and they're sort of overlaid with the diffraction spikes from the six-sided segments. So
and the tripod of the secondary thing isn't they're not equilateral.
yeah,
Like they're not perfectly triangular. Well, they're a triangle, but they're not an equilateral
Oh,
triangle.
is that right?
yes, and they don't line up with the mirror segments, so they don't kind of they're
They're
own
the
sets.
weird ones that show
Yeah.
up.
Yeah, you'll see the mirror ones on the right-hand star there, the 6 of those.
Yeah. I guess the brighter they are, the more the other ones stand out. I'm not sure.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
There's actually 8. There's 6 bright ones, and then there's the horizontal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
So
pretty
this- so-
spectacular.
Yeah.
And
So this is an infrared image, right?
well, I didn't actually, I literally just downloaded the picture
Oh.
from the James Webb site, and I cannot tell you for sure what, can you guys still see, where is it
Yep.
here?
Yeah, you just filled it. You just gone into
That's not
landscape.
the one. Yeah, I'm just going back to their photo stream. Webb glimpses field of extragalactic pearls. Doesn't really give a lot of.
Oh, that's a cropped image there.
They
Well, if you
show
scroll-
sort of the
Well, there you
You
go.
scroll down, there's always an explanation.
Ah,
Oh, there we
perfect.
go.
There we go. A multi-wavelength image, 8 colors, near infrared.
They say it's just a
So
portion.
It's near infrared, so
Yikes.
pretty amazing.
So they've done some kind of mapping with the colors, I guess.
Yeah.
That's a lot of people that have looked at it. 40,000, like, whoa.
Yeah, well, it's
Of course, the YouTube people on the YouTube internet influencers have millions. So, you know, I guess
yeah, it's actually seems backwards, but
it does, doesn't it?
this should,
I didn't realize they were on Flickr. I'll have to follow them.
yeah. Pretty impressive.
They should have put it on TikTok.
Yeah, right.
Hey, Dave, you
Share,
could
share everything with the Chinese.
Yeah, right, exactly. Dave, you could go on TikTok and do a dance of some sort.
Mhm.
No?
No.
That was pretty emphatic.
Just pushing the boundaries here, that's all.
Why not? Okay, well, I don't know if there's anything else anyone wants to share, we can wrap up and.
Mary was gonna.
Hi.
Oh, there's.
I'm a newcomer to this group. I don't know anything about the skies, and I'm
Okay.
just trying to learn. And at Monroe's, this book is an amazing piece of work. It's on sale right now for $10. The Human Cosmos, Civilization and Stars by Jo Marchant. She's a professor at Oxford University. And I'm at the section on light, and it's a lot of the history of astronomy. And Huggins, maybe you've heard of Huggins and his wife. They are considered the founders of astrophysics. They got together in, I think, 1899. And then it goes further and it talks about spectroscopy.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just a wonderful book. I'd recommend it for any beginner.
Thank you for sharing.
It's only a couple of years old, I see, Mary.
Yeah.
It's not that old.
Yeah. It says it's dazzling and profound. Wonderful book.
At Monroe's, huh?
At Monroe's.
Oh, yeah.
I'm buying copies for all my friends. It's only $10. It's a $25 book.
That's cheaper than the Kindle version.
It's always good to have a good excuse to go down to Monroe's.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're
It's a
not
good
Just
tip.
phone them. Make sure there's still some copies before you go. I bought half of them.
Oh, so they're available from you then, I guess.
Well, no.
For a price.
First light markup, $20.
I'm sending them to Toronto to relatives. I have a nephew who just loves astronomy. He's been into it for years. My brother too was into it, and I'm just getting into it.
Well, there you go. Good for you, Marianne. Welcome.
I was disappointed this month. Terrible weather. Missed the Geminids, and I missed the occultation of the lunar occultation. It's just been awful. I'm so anxious to see all these things.
Oh,
So are we.
yeah, we are too.
November is always the month we just try to ignore around here.
Just get through it.
Yeah.
So Bill, you still have your project that's running, right?
Yeah,
You-
I'm
you-
hoping,
you're
I'm hoping for one more at least.
So
I'm-
your focus is this whole series on Mars, right?
with the same scope, with the same magnification,
Mhm.
at trying to be within the same sort of hour either side of the same time. So it
do you think-
advances the thing.
So are you going to be able to finally do a complete kind of an animation of the rotation?
Well, I don't know how to do that.
Okay.
I may be enlisting somebody who has
Maybe
like the
supply the
skills
images and we can take care of it.
to crop them so they're just the circles, right?
Mhm.
Yeah.
And then turn them the right way so
Yeah.
that they join up and then be just
Well,
a
they don't.
GIF.
They don't have to be exact. It could be
Mhm.
kind of
No.
like a flip book. It could be
Yeah.
kind of like that.
Well, Nathan could do it.
I think
Yeah.
I believe I just need one more within the next few days and a couple of nights from now, maybe. So I'm hoping.
Send them my way, Bill.
Although I really think, so I've gotten either every 5 day, I have, I think 8 now since the 24th that are gapped by a few 3 to 5 days since the
So-
24th of November.
So Brock, I wonder if you could pair them with what you have, just as a comparison thing.
Possibly.
You may. Or
I mean,
may
I
not
don't have
the
enough.
same days.
Bill's trying to, I think, get the full rotation, and I've only got I've got 2 that are almost exact same view that are, one is clear and one's an absolute disaster, but they're almost the exact same
Hmm.
part of Mars, and the other one that is at such different illumination, kind of hard to compare to Bill's. He's got way more actual sides than I do, but if you want, Bill, I could help turn that into a GIF or into a little video or something. It's easy enough for
It'd
me.
be funny to do.
Yeah.
Well, I don't think
Because-
it needs. I don't think it needs to be exact. I think this kind of concept of a flip book is.
No, it would just be a flip
quite
book.
good.
I'm not planning to create some sort of
Yeah.
tweens or anything.
Yeah, because in 2005, I managed to get enough to do a linear sketch
Oh,
that I
wow.
could overlay them all, and I put paper on top,
And
and
you
then
stretched it out, right?
and then I wrapped it around a pill bottle so I can rotate
Oh, nice.
Mars, so
Sort
I
of like
can
a
actually
Mercator projection, and
Yeah. No.
Then-
No computers were involved.
Well, it's funny that I found a bottle that exactly matched the scan that I did.
nice.
And then I put it on like a globe, only it's flat, and you can rotate Mars.
Sweet.
Yeah, it was funny. I still have it somewhere. It's in a cupboard somewhere.
Human versus computer. I like that.
It's chasing the weather.
Yes, it is.
But with a sketch, you only need like about 5 minutes
Mhm.
to
Whereas
try
with a
and pick
camera, you
everything.
need 5 minutes outside and then 2 hours inside.
Yeah.
And a whole bunch of process.
Yeah.
And I've been using something that Ernie Fannin-Schmidt taught me. He wrote an article on it, using an apodizing screen, which draws the light away. So that it takes some of the brightness out of the planet without using filters.
Yeah, he was a big advocate of those.
It works really well because it cleans up less than perfect mirrors.
And for those who don't know, when he says screen, he really means a screen.
Really?
A bud
Yeah,
screen.
look it up,
Exactly, it's
look
a
it up.
wire screen.
Wow.
It's 3 layers of wire screen at different variations of the size that you leave a
You
hole,
rotate
and
them,
you layer them. And so if you put it on a bright star, it kind of gives an image like James Webb on a bright star, only they're rainbows. And so when everybody has shown the same 2 things to people at a star party and the kids are bored, you say, you want to see something cool, and you put it on Sirius, and then you throw the screen on, and you just get a lineup.
Wow.
Because it's so cool. It's just so cool. It's just these
Well,
bright
it's
rainbows.
on 2 different levels, because you've got this light show effect, and then
Yeah,
For the people who actually want to see the details there as well.
yeah,
I'm amazed.
yeah. They're very cool. And you can just, it's like magic. Don't have it on, and then you put it over top and you just watch the planet clear up. And then you take it off and you see it just sort of wash out, so that detail becomes less defined, even though it's there, but it's sort of behind this glare.
Wow.
And so it's a cool thing. I don't think it would work. Well, it might work even with imaging, because you're just dealing with the center anyway, right?
Now I just want to understand the physics.
Yeah,
Yeah,
right.
well, look
What's
it up.
going on?
There's lots of
Have to-
people
have to look it up.
explaining.
You're
I remember
basically
when
just
I
What's it
remember
called?
when I
throwing away light. That's all you're doing.
Okay, it's like a
I
neutral
remember when
density
I
filter.
showed it once to
Except it
Mark.
has holes in it.
I showed it once to Mark Burrill, who used to work at the DAO and now he's with Canada, France, Hawaii. And he thought that you could probably mimic it, because he's one of the instrument engineers, that you could mimic it just using glass. I don't know how he meant that, but I don't know how it would work the same.
Sounds expensive compared to screening.
You mean,
Yeah,
you mean with
because I
some
made
kind of,
mine, the one I made for my 6-inch scope cost me about $1.
Extravagant.
Because I had metal door screen, and I think I had to buy the metal screen.
that may be a problem, Bill. It doesn't cost enough.
Yeah, it
There you
just
go.
doesn't make sense in astronomy that something could be so cheap.
Yeah,
Right.
Ernie's presentation is in our archive. I could go and dig it out if people are interested.
yeah. It's in what, if you Google that in the RASC journal, you'll find his article from the RASC journal from
That's already published. Yeah.
from the early 2000s, maybe.
Well, that's the way a diffraction screen works, right? Like it blanks out part of the probability wave of light, depending
I
on
think
the
so.
angle that it hits. So it's really a really fine screen on glass.
Yeah. But this is 3 layers set at different angles.
Yeah, so it isn't one
Yeah.
grid, it's multiple grids set off from each other, right?
Yeah.
And there's a wide circle, a narrower, and then a narrower, so that the edges get thicker. Like it gets thicker and thicker as it moves out.
It's
Oh,
kind of
wow.
like a gradient created by the mesh, right? Because it's darkest on the outer edge, right?
Yes.
And clear in the middle, in fact, right?
Oh, so this goes on the front of the telescope.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
You put it in front of it. And it
Yeah.
works on refractors, because Ernie only used refractors mostly. And Newtonians, with the central obstruction size of an SCT, you have to change it according to the type of telescope you have. As to the opening, the clear opening has to be dependent on the secondary, I believe.
I just thought of a way of involving computers. You could probably put it together with Illustrator or something like that, and then print it on acrylic or something like that.
Now,
It's
you know what?
yours is infinitely variable, right? You could adjust it, right? If you wanted to.
I actually read quite a bit about these things in a book called Star Testing. Something
right.
else. Okay, that book, which I have. And you can also get an effect by actually having just a clear ring with a pattern around the edge of it. And
I've tried.
Yeah.
I've tried that, and it doesn't work as well.
Is that right?
Apodizing mask.
Yes, there's one.
Yeah, it looks like a gradient, doesn't it? It's a
That's
gradient.
all it is. Yeah. Done with duct tape and screens.
Yeah.
Wow.
Duct tape. Well, it's got to be good then.
Yeah.
It's a lot. This is a long article, but
Wow.
anyway.
And there's the look. There's the diagram right there. There's the diagram right there.
Oh, look at it.
It decreases the ringing or the transfer function of the scope.
So it smooths out the tails of the curve, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Interesting.
You got a smaller area disk.
Hmm.
Anyway, let's not
Unless-
scare people away from
All
astronomy.
right, sorry, we're geeking out here.
So just
That's
so
drawing
that
me in.
just so people want to know, this is the book that
That's it.
Gary is referring to.
Yeah.
Now, these are really hard to get because I think they just started to reprint them, but for a time there, these were produced by a company called Wilman Bell, and they actually went out of business. But Sky and Tel just started to resell, or you could pay some exorbitant price for it on Abe Books. But this is the book.
So if someone really wants it, they can borrow mine, seriously. But it's an extremely depressing book because it points out every possible problem that you can have with your telescope. And for an engineer who wants everything perfect, you just kind of says, oh crap. But don't go there. Don't go down that deep space. It's not as bad as it sounds when you're reading his book. So anybody want to just call me up?
We might need therapy afterwards.
That's
Gary.
right.
Yeah.
I did. I just spent all this money and what did I get? Oh well, so it goes.
Crazy.
Yeah, Ernie Schmidt was quite the character. He used to make eyepieces out of toilet rolls, plumber's pipes, you name it.
Yeah, his focusers were plumbing fixtures.
Yeah.
So
And
they
his-
were
His
helical
refractors
focusers.
had square sides. And Chris
Yeah,
Gaynor
but
has
they
one.
his refractors were really nice though.
Oh, they were special. Yeah.
They gave
They were.
really nice views.
Yeah.
They were
Does,
like
does,
F-15.
does Chris own his original tripod from Crutches?
I have
Yeah,
one.
yes. It's on
I know,
crutches.
I know, but I think Chris has the one that Ernie made. Now you made your own, didn't you, Bill?
I did.
Yeah, so I think he has his.
It's really stable.
Yeah, well, he has one of Ernie's refractors.
Ah, that would explain why.
Got a square tube.
Square tube.
So
It's
you
a
could lay it-
folded
Plywood.
refractor.
You could point it at the horizon and use it for a shelf for beer while you're out there on the garden.
Well,
No?
not if Ernie was around, but sure.
Multi-purpose.
Multi-purpose telescope.
He had quite an attitude.
Anyhow.
Well, I guess this is the last one, eh? For
Of
the
the
year.
year?
Till
Yeah, I
January?
think so.
Okay. So we have one next week?
No,
No.
Okay.
Boxing Day.
All right. Okay, fine.
And then the one after that would be on January the 2nd.
And Chris, are we changing to 7 o'clock for?
Yes, we're gonna start, so
Right.
January the 9th, we'll try a 7 o'clock start
Okay.
and see how that works. Just because we, even on a night like tonight, we've almost run the time in the room,
Mhm.
even though we didn't have anything to talk about tonight.
Yeah.
So we'll see if
So
that,
interesting.
if it's not working, we can certainly go back, but we'll just have to, postpone things to a next week if we're, running out of too much stuff.
Chris, do you find that people pre-announce what they're gonna do, or do you get
Not
mostly
generally.
stuff on the night? Not generally, right?
Not generally, no.
Well,
Unless
we could ask people. We could ask people to do that. That might.
Well, we do, they just don't.
A rebel.
And can I just take this opportunity to thank Brock for stepping in? I was planning to host tonight, but I'm still not feeling well, so I wasn't sure I was going to make it to the end of the meeting tonight. So
You did well.
Well, you did seem like you're recovering, so.
yeah. So
Lots of people seem to be getting sick right now.
yeah, I still had a
Some
positive
sods.
test today, so I'm still infectious, I guess.
Wow.
Oh, did you get it a second time then?
No, I'd never had it before.
Oh, I thought you had, oh, that's
Yeah.
right, that's right. You avoided it and didn't get it. But
I
now you
didn't get it. I was hoping to get through this and never get it. But, not to be.
Well, there you go.
How long have you been tested positive, Chris?
This is day 8.
Wow. Interesting.
I got a very faint positive test last, what was that, the 11th?
There you go.
You
Well, hang in
have to
there.
wait, you have to wait several days for to even test, don't you? Or
Well, yeah, I guess it depends. I was starting to have some symptoms, so I got a very faint positive line, so much more definitive the next time I tested myself.
Well, I'm glad to see you still upright.
Yeah.
And nice meeting you, Marianne Gervais.
Well, yeah, thank you.
Yes.
Does anybody watch Neil Tyson?
Neil deGrasse Tyson, yes.
Yep.
Yeah, you do. I've been watching him on Facebook, and I'm learning a lot from him. And his comedian friend Chuck Neese.
Yeah, he's a great presenter.
Yeah.
Oh, wonderful.
Yeah, good for you. Good for you, Marianne.
Yeah, thanks.
Oh, Nathan, I have a really quick question for you. The work that you do for Explore Scientific, are you on their show frequently or just occasionally? I don't know if Nathan caught that.
Sorry.
Oh, I just said the work that you've been doing with Explore Scientific. Are you on every show of theirs or?
I sometimes, I mean, I haven't been on the last 2. But yeah, occasionally I present, and yeah, it's a really nice community online there. So
It's quite long though. I warn people. I mean, you don't have to watch the whole thing, but it runs a long time, doesn't it?
yes, it does. Well, it does cross several time zones too. So therefore, yeah. Yeah, I think it's all the way from Pacific to Eastern. So they got to make it work for everyone, I guess.
Yeah, I don't have the URL to it, but it's the kind of like the broadcast is associated with Explore Scientific, right? It's sponsored by them.
Yeah, the Global Star Parties and Explore Scientific are kind of the same thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, David.
Great holiday, everyone.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, for sure. If we're closing now.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I
happy
think
holidays.
we're hitting 9 o'clock close. So have a good holiday.
Merry Christmas.
Yep.
We'll see you in January.
And thanks, Ken, for setting up there.
Yep. Thanks, Dan.
Have a good night.
Yep. Good night.
Right.
Right.